Hello, namaste. My name is Nidhi Nagori and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why you should start investing in your 20s. I've gotten this question so many times and a lot of you asked me how did I start my journey as an investor. Now, I do want to specify that I'm not a crazy investor. Whatever I share today is my personal experience with investing. That being said, I've been fortunate enough to have some decent assets in India, US, and Canada. And today I'm going to be sharing why you should start investing as soon as you can. If you're interested, stick around. Alright, I'm going to be starting this video by putting out a small anecdote. जब से मैं Instagram पे active हूँ, a lot of you have asked me, how did you think about starting to invest? A lot of you have also said कि यार हमारी तो कोई कमाई ही नहीं है. We have no income, no earning. How do we think of investing? So I just want to remind you that I've been a student myself as well. I've also had no income at a certain point in my life, but that has not stopped me from having investing plans. Because investing, in my experience, is a mindset. You need to have the mindset of an investor. But जब कल आपकी income आएगी, when tomorrow you start making that money, how will you start investing it? Where will you start investing it? Why should you start investing it? All of those are questions that we're going to be answering today. Also, this video is probably for people who are more in their 20s, but agar aap 30s, 40s में भी हो, and if you've not started investing, then also I'm pretty sure that this video is relevant. As always, I'm going to give you 5 reasons as to why you should start investing in your 20s. The first reason is that the faster you start, the more time your money has to grow. Simple terms mein, suppose you are to retire at the age of 60, which is generally the age of retirement in a lot of countries. Now, if you start investing at the age of 20, you have about 40 years to invest. For this, just go on to any search engine of your preference and look up a compounding calculator. This is the one that I'm using. Now let's start with basic compounding. Assuming that you start investing at the age of 20, you have 40 years to invest. For simplicity, I'm going to start investing 100 rupees per month. Let's assume that the rate of return is 8%. Now, if you were to invest 100 rupees per month for 40 years at the return of 8%, here's the amount of money that you would make. Now, let's change the numbers a little bit. Let's suppose you start investing at the age of 45 because you had other competing priorities to take care of. And because you have less time, this time you've decided to actually start investing more amount of money per month. So let's assume you're investing 150 rupees per month, which is 1.5 times of what you were investing before. Rate of return can be 8%, but this time your money only has 15 years to grow. So 150 rupees invested every month for 15 years at the rate of 8% will give you this amount. Now you can see clearly that you've made way more on this side. That's because you started investing early. This happened only because you were consistent and because your money had the time to grow, you got so much more return. In the world of finance, we call it compounding. And in layman terms, the sooner you start to invest, the more time you have to reap the benefits of compounding. So it doesn't matter what amount you start your investments with, as small as they may be, start the process, start the journey. नहीं होता तो 100 रुपए per month invest करो, लेकिन start करो journey. Reason number 2, the sooner you start investing, the more time you have for your risk appetite to grow. Basically, when you start investing your money in step number 1, which is you start putting it in places where your money can actually grow, you have options to start putting that money into. So for example, I'm doing my retirement savings in Canada. Now, when it comes to my retirement savings, that is my money. So my bank asks me, how much return do you want on this? The simple funda of return is risk is equal to return. The more risk you take, the more return you get. Because I know my personal risk appetite is not that much, but I can still afford to take risk right now because I'm looking at the trends of the market. My fund generally invests in the S&P, which tends to give about 8 to 9% of return every year. And in the last year, it gave close to 18% return, including dividends. So even though my personal risk appetite is not a lot, I can look at the historical trends and I know that I will eventually end up making money. और अभी तुरंत डालने से पैसे डूब भी गए तो कोई problem नहीं. Because I have 30 plus years to recover that money from the market. Now let's put somebody who's 50 years old in my place. Somebody who's 50 years old only has about 9 years to recover that money from the market. How much risk do you think they can take? Obviously not a lot. They will start investing in medium to low risk portfolios. That's because they're very close to reaping their benefits from the market and they cannot afford to take a lot of risk. Historically, it's been seen that people tend to take less risk as they get closer to their retirement. That's because they want their money to grow, but they also want their money to be safe, which means lower risk, so lower return. As opposed to young people who have a lot of time to recover the money from the market, and so they go for aggressive portfolios, which is higher risk, so higher return. The sooner you start your investment journey, even though your personal risk appetite may not be a lot, you will still be able to take some aggressive decisions and invest in aggressive portfolios, thereby making a decent sum of money for yourself. The third reason is that the sooner you start, the more time you have to learn. Now, let's be frank here. Most of us are not seasoned investors the day we start. मैक्सिमम लोगों के साथ तो ऐसा होता है कि जैसे ही हम इन्वेस्टमेंट चालू करते हैं वैसे ही हमें चूना लग जाता है. So I always like to start small. In fact, one of the first investments I made after my second job was 2,000 rupees per month, और वो आज तक चल रहा है. The sooner you start your investment journey, the more time you have to learn, grow and evolve. I may have started off with 2,000 rupees per month, but अब मुझे $1 million का घर खरीदने में भी हिचक नहीं हुई. Because I have been doing this for about 7-8 years now, and I trust my investor instincts. So the sooner you start, the more time you have to develop your own investing instincts. The fourth reason is being tech savvy. हमारी generation ऐसी है कि हम technology जल्दी समझ जाते हैं. And because we are so tech savvy, it is very easy for us to make use of a lot of resources that are available online. Like trading platforms, investing platforms, also learning from these videos, YouTube videos, blogs, etc. It has been seen that as people age, they tend to be more and more removed from the technology. तो आप जितनी जल्दी अपना इन्वेस्टिंग प्रोसेस स्टार्ट करो, the more likelihood of you being successful in learning and in being able to use these resources that you have available online. And the last and probably the most important point, investing is not always just in money, it is also in yourself. So the faster you start investing, the more independent your financial decisions can be. Suppose आपको आगे पढ़ाई करनी है, suppose आपको entrepreneurship करनी है, suppose you want to retire early. Whatever kind of decisions you want to take in life, you will have the financial flexibility to do that if you've started making your investments pretty early in life. So if you want to do an MBA at some point, if you want to have a startup, if you want to retire at the age of 35, all of that is possible only and only if you start taking financial decisions and start making your financial investments in your 20s or maybe even before that. When it came to my personal finance journey, I took it very simple. I first resolved the basics. I made sure that I have a life insurance so that in case of any emergency, my family, my loved ones are taken care of. And I also maxed out my retirement savings. When I was in India, I had a retirement savings there. When I was in the US, वहाँ पे भी retirement savings. Canada, यहाँ पे भी retirement savings. इसके अलावा whatever tax-free sources are available, I've also invested in all of that. So I made sure that I max out my retirement savings. After that, I started investing in 3 major portfolios: the stock market, cryptocurrencies, and real estate. Now, real estate is a very heavy one, so let's leave that out of this discussion. We will continue that discussion in the next video. When it comes to stock market, I don't do individual investing because I find it tough to pick from so many stocks that are available. Instead, I invest in aggressive portfolios that can give me good returns. But when it comes to cryptocurrency, that's something that I feel like my parents did not have the choice of investing in. I love it for the novelty value, and which is why I have some decent holdings in crypto. I know a lot of people talk about the risk, the volatility, etc. But I've been fortunate enough to invest at the right time, and it's been good so far. For any kind of investment you make in your life, I suggest that you start slow and you start small. And when it comes to starting off in cryptocurrency, I suggest you go for CoinDCX Go. If you're wondering what CoinDCX Go is, then CoinDCX Go is India's simplest cryptocurrency app. Basically, you can download the app, start with a portfolio of as low as 100 rupees, and you can buy any cryptocurrency that you want for as low as 10 rupees because they allow you to have fractional ownership in these cryptos. Just like I bought some stuff for 10 rupees. The app is not complicated. I've personally used it and I love it for its simplicity. If you're wondering what about the safety of our money? Well, don't worry, CoinDCX Go is backed by a custodian and your money is absolutely safe. Also, as an organization, they're highly regulated and totally KYC compliant. And these are actually the reasons why I suggest CoinDCX Go. Any investor can start their investing journey in cryptocurrency with such low amounts. Use this simple app to build up their portfolio and build up their knowledge while being aware that their money is safe and secured. If you're interested in checking CoinDCX Go app out, then the link is in my description box. I highly recommend you go download it and at least check out the experience. I'm pretty sure you will not be disappointed. Just like I was. Absolutely love this simple app. क्योंकि यार life बहुत complicated है. Investments ना simple होने चाहिए. That's all for today's video. I hope that this video was informative for you. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment box below. Like, share, and subscribe as always. And if you want more investment videos, let me know that as well. I promise to see you in my next video. Until then, please make sure you stay safe. Take care. Namaste.